Hi everybody, it's Jennifer here for my week 28 update. I am a little late. It's Tuesday and usually I would have done this on Friday, but I've had some stuff going on, so I will tell you about that. Um, First things first, I am still sitting at 226 in a stall. So yeah, 226 today, 226 Friday. I've been sitting at 226 for God, a week and a half, 2 weeks now. Um, yeah, I'm stalling again. And as you guys know, if you watched my last video, I was really sick. After I made that video the following day, I ended up going to the emergency room because I was feeling so bad. I couldn't, if I ate anything, my whole stomach would start spasming. My pouch, everything just spasmed and clenched and felt horrible. And then I would dry heave, but I couldn't get the food up. The only time I've been able to really throw up or vomit since surgery has been if something gets stuck. If I get something stuck, it comes right up. My body can get it out. It's fine. It's not pleasant, but it comes out. If I just don't feel well, I can dry heave, but nothing will come up. So I would eat, I would feel horrible. My stomach would just be in knots. I would start dry heaving, and it was bad. The only thing that would come up was water. When I drank water, that would come back up. So I was getting really dehydrated. I was feeling very sick. I was feeling really just horrendous. And so I went into the emergency room, and I had not only that, but I had during a dry heaving episode, I had a little bit of water still in my pouch, and I was dry heaving, and then that water came up, and it came up pink, and there was blood in my in what was coming up, and that scared me. So I went in. An emergency room doctor told me I was severely dehydrated, put me on an IV for fluids, and then ran a bunch of blood work, did an exam, told me that he felt that it was definitely food poisoning, and that the whole reason for the blood was that my pouch was so irritated. He didn't want to put me through a CAT scan or anything like that because that's a lot of radiation, especially for my abdomen, especially in a woman of childbearing age who wants more children. So they did not want to do a CAT scan at that time. He felt that an upper endoscopy or an EDG would irritate the pouch more. So they didn't really want to do any further tests at that point to see what was going on inside my pouch. He really felt that it was just irritation that had caused the bleeding. And my pouch felt very swollen. I felt like you do right out of surgery where everything feels very swollen. That's how it felt. And he, pressing on the area, he said he felt that was what it was just, irritation inside my pouch and in the lining from all of the dry heaving and the food point, just all of it. So they gave me some anti-nausea medication. They pumped me full of fluids, and they told me to just wait it out and sent me home. And that was fine. The problem is that I sat in that emergency room waiting room for 6 hours with people who were there because they were coughing, or they had the flu, or they thought they had the cold. And the day after I came back from the hospital, I started getting the sniffles. And by the following day after that, I had full-blown cold, flu, whatever. I don't even know. I'm still sort of getting over it. I still am coughing from time to time. Yeah, and I still feel like I'm really swollen just around in the neck. But I am feeling a lot better now. I was very, very sick last week. Between the food poisoning and then, the flu, it just took a lot out of me, and I wasn't feeling well, so I wasn't up to making a video on Friday. And then, as luck would have it, my monthly visitor came, right at that point, a couple days ago. So I'm sure that's affecting my weight as well. But I do want to tell everybody, for, some of the newbies out there especially, or people who've just had surgery, or people who are, having their surgery soon. It's really easy when you're losing weight all the time. it's all great and it's all fun and it's all awesome when you're seeing 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 12 pounds a week. Um, you know, it's not so easy when you're 6 months out and you're lucky if you see a pound or two a week. That's like a great week. Um, my weight loss is just dragging and it's hard now. It's not like when I first came out of surgery and I could fit in, a couple of bites. My plan calls for no more than 8 ounces at any meal or a cup. I don't do 8 ounces of like meat, but no more than 1 cup of food. And I'm eating that, but I'll tell you, I could eat more. I don't, but I could. And it's definitely a little more of a struggle when you feel like you're doing everything right and you're following your plan and you're doing what you need to do and you step on that scale and you see the same number or even an increase. I mean, it's frustrating. It's if you let it, it will mess with your mind. I'm having that moment where I'm thinking, is this it? Am I done already? At 6 months out, am I done? Is this as far as this is going to take me? I am having to work much harder now for every pound, and I am feeling like my honeymoon is over. I'm kind of feeling, my doctor did say 6 months to a year is typical honeymoon, and it just seems like I might be one of those unlucky ones that 6 months was it for me. So I am definitely keeping my focus on what I need to be doing and following my plan and putting the work in, because it is a lot more work now. There is nothing easy about this. This is not the easy way out. But I do want to, I just wanted to put it out there. It is much harder when you are looking at the scale after what you feel is like a lot of hard work and it's not moving. It can be mentally challenging. It really can. I am making a choice, a concentrated choice to just not allow it to affect me on an emotional level, because that will spin me out of control. So it's not easy. It's not. When they say mental work, this is the kind of stuff that they mean when they talk about doing the mental work during those first 6 months when it's easier, because you'll need it. I am falling back on that now. All of the work that I put in and the working on changing my thoughts and my mind and how I processed things and how I looked at myself and my weight. All of that work I'm using it now. I need it now. I can't let my weight be an emotional thing, because like I told you guys in my last video, if I react emotionally to it, I'm done. I cannot let this become an emotional thing. Yes, it's challenging for me. Yes, I work every day at not letting myself get discouraged about it or feel sad about it or feel angry about it. But I make that choice every single day. And so that's where I'm at right now with it. Is just day in, day out, following the plan, trying to have the faith that the weight's gonna continue coming off. My body is, I have reached a weight where I was for a longer period of time. And my doctor has said, and I believe, that your body does get very comfortable at certain points. And my body knew this point well. I'm at 225, 226 fluctuations right now. I sat at that weight. That's the weight I was when I, had my daughter. And I was there for at least a year, maybe 2 years. So my body knows this weight. It's comfortable here. It recognizes, it has that memory of this. So I kind of feel like it's just hanging around. It's just hanging on here because this is where my body thinks normal should be right now. I'm sure that will break. I'm sure that I will continue losing weight. I'm sure that one day I'll look down at the scale and see that I'm, under 220. That will be great. But right now, I just have to follow the process. There's nothing else that I can do. I can't go crazy and eat to soothe the emotional response. That's not an option for me. I can't, go into starvation, crazy diet mode and, starve the pounds off, because that doesn't work. We all know it doesn't work. We all did that. So that's not an option. The only option I have at this point is to stay serious, stay focused, stick with my plan, get my water in, keep my calories and protein where they need to be, get my physical activity in, and things will happen. I will say my husband did make my activity level, a little easier. I have had the same mountain bike, for 13 years now. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful bike. It's a Trek mountain bike. Spent a lot of really good money on it. But it's 13 years old. It's seen better days. And so my husband, being the incredible man he is, decided to take me out shopping last week. We went out to the sporting goods store, which oddly enough is one of my favorite stores now. I just love it. So we went in and we picked out a new mountain bike for me. It was definitely not a cheap purchase. It was definitely a big purchase, but I love it. And, we went out with my daughter and did a family bike ride together last week, which my daughter loved. We are buying a bike carrier for the car so that we can take our bikes to the park. We went and did some tennis this past weekend. I think I mentioned that on Facebook. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my bike right now. It's in the living room. But I love it, and it definitely was a nice little, motivation. I know not everybody can afford to go out and buy a new bike to motivate themselves, but you know what? Go get a new workout shirt. Go, get something small for yourself. If you have the money and you're going to spend it, it's easy to go spend $100 in a week on fast food. Go get yourself a new pair of running shoes. It's definitely a little boost to have something, to treat yourself once in a while and to learn to treat yourself to things that are better for you than a cheeseburger. That's my take on it. Because I used to treat myself with food. That's how I loved myself, was to go buy myself food. Now, I want to go buy a new pair of running shoes. I want to go buy, my husband, he wanted to go buy me a new mountain bike. I just went and bought some new t-shirts because I needed to get some sweatpants too. But I've undergrown all of my shirts, so I went and got a few new t-shirts to work out in. I got a new sports bra. It's little things. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but that goes along with the mental work for me, is learning to treat myself and love myself in healthier ways. Because I didn't learn that growing up. A lot of us didn't. I've always been a people pleaser. I've always been somebody who puts everybody else ahead of myself. And so the only way that I learned to love myself, the only way that I learned to treat myself and do something nice for me, was to feed myself, was to allow myself to eat what I wanted. And in the long run, that wasn't treating myself. That wasn't loving myself. That was hurting myself and imprisoning myself. So, yes, that's how I'm treating myself these days. Yeah, I do buy makeup. Don't get me wrong. Makeup is definitely something I do. But, I'll buy myself a new blush. Or I'll go out and I'll get myself new t-shirts or, running shoes. And that's a much healthier way of giving something nice to yourself than eating. So, anyway, I'm done with my sermon for the day. It looks like my video is coming up on 14 minutes, and that's just too long. Especially since I'll see you guys again on Friday. We are actually leaving Friday to go to Magic Mountain for my daughter's 8th birthday. Her birthday is March 5th, but it falls in the middle of the week. So we are going this coming weekend to Magic Mountain, which is just, I'm so excited. I can fit, I believe, in all of the roller coasters now. I can fit on the rides. So I am going to go and ride everything for the simple reason that I can. Just because I can. So I will talk to you guys next Friday before I leave. And I hope you all have a really good week. Thanks for watching.